Hi guys, today we will be multiplying binomials and then also multiplying binomial and trinomial together. So you will be responsible for this worksheet. This is the front of it and this is the back. I'm going to post it on Google Classroom. You are supposed to have your name on your worksheet and also show me all the work that I show on the video. I will go over all the odd ones and then you're responsible for the even. So you will do the even ones all by yourself, but then you are supposed to write down all the work that I show on the video for the odd ones. Okay, so let's go ahead. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we will be multiplying binomials. To multiply binomials, we have to distribute each term in the first binomial to each term in the other binomial, then combine like terms. This order of distributing is frequently referred to as the FOIL method. F means first, O means outer, I means inner, and then L means last. So this is the formula for that. So as you can see, we're multiplying A, which is the first term in the first binomial, by C, which is the first term in the second binomial. Then we're multiplying the first by the last, which means they're outer. See, they're outside. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply the inner ones, so B times C, and then B times D, which is last terms of each of the binomials. So let's go ahead and do the example. So this is example number 1. So we're going to take this X and then multiply by X. X times X is X squared. Then we're going to take this X and multiply by 4. 4 times X is positive 4X. Then I'm going to take 2 and multiply it by X plus 2X. And we're going to come back to this 2 and multiply by 4. 2 times 4 is positive 8. Now we're going to take a look at this and see that we have like terms. There's 4x and 2x that can be added together. So x squared is left alone. There's nothing to do with that. 4x plus 2x is 6x plus 8. So this is your final answer. Example number 2. Okay, so it's 2x times x, gonna give me 2x squared. 2x times negative 5, be careful, 2 is positive, negative 5 is negative, positive times negative is negative, negative 10x. Now 1 times x is x, right? So it's 1x, which is x, plus x, and then 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. We also see that we have like terms here. So 2x squared is left alone. Negative 10x, so pay attention that it's negative, so it was minus. Now, if it's in front of this 10x, it becomes negative 10x. Negative 10x plus x plus 1x, so it's going to be negative 9x. Negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9 minus 5. And this is your final answer. All right, so I'm going to go over the odd ones. Y times y is y squared. Y times 1 is positive y. 8 times y is positive 8y. 8 times 1 is positive 8. So y squared is left alone. Y plus 8y is 9y, because it's actually 1y. So plus 9y plus 8. And this is my final answer. Number 3. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 10 times positive x is negative 10x. Negative 10 times negative 4, have to be careful here. Negative times negative is positive, positive 40. So these middle terms are like terms. So x squared is left alone. Negative 4x minus 10x is negative 14x plus 40. So this is your final answer. Number 5. 4x times x is going to give me 4x squared. 4x times 3 is positive 12x. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Middle terms are like terms again. So 12 minus 7 is positive 5x minus 21. This is my final answer. 3y plus 1. 3y times 3y. And 3y times 3y is 9y squared. 3y times 2 is positive 6y. 1 times 3y is positive 3y. 1 times 2 is positive 2. Middle terms are like terms. So your final answer is 9y squared plus 9y plus 2. So this is your final answer. Now I have this number 9 right here. I'm going to get another paper. If I can find one. I'm going to put it right on the bottom. Okay, so number 9. 8y times 8h times 3h is going to give me 24h squared. 8h times negative 1 is negative 8h. Negative 3 times positive 3h is negative 9h. Negative 3 times negative 1, positive 3. Like terms in the middle. So 24h squared. I'm sorry, it's h right here, not y. So 24h squared is left alone. Negative 8 minus 9 is negative 17h plus 3. And this is your final answer. All right, number 11. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative y. See, we have two variables here. 5x times negative y is going to give me negative 5xy. 4y times x is going to give me positive 4xy. So it's actually positive 4yx, but we can change the order here. Now 4y times negative y is negative 4y squared. Now the middle terms are like terms because it's xy, xy, and there's numbers in front of those xy. So 5x squared is left alone. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1, but we're not going to put 1. We're just going to put negative xy minus y, 4y squared. Now, 2r times 2r is 4r squared. 2r times negative s is negative 2rs. S times 2r is positive 2rs. Again, I can change the order of those variables because it's multiplication. It doesn't really matter. R times S or S times R. But I want them to look alike so I can see that they're like terms later on. S times negative S is negative S squared. As we can see in the middle, it's negative 2rs plus 2rs. So it's negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So these two like terms disappear. because negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So all we have left is 4r squared minus s squared. And this is my final answer. Now we have x plus 4 squared. Squared means that it's the same times the same. So if it's x squared, it's x times x. If it's 2 squared, it's 2 times 2. If it's x plus 4 squared, it means x plus 4 times x plus 4. And then now we're going to do what we did before. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 4 is 16. Then we add those like terms in the middle. So it's x squared plus 8x plus 16. And this is my final answer. Another shortcut that I would like to show you is this. When you see something squared, what you're going to do, you're going to say, well, this first term is going to be squared, x squared. Last term is going to be squared, which is 4 squared is 16. And then with the middle, that's what you do. 2 times this number times this number. 2 times 4 is 8 times x is 8x. And then you get the same answer that what I got just now. So we can do it both ways right here as well. So 2m minus 5 squared is 2m minus 5, 2m minus 5. 2m times 2m is 4m squared. 2m times negative 5 is negative 10m. Negative 5 times 2m is negative 10m. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Negative 10m minus 10m is negative 20m plus 25, 4m squared. Okay, now I'm going to do it different way, like I just how I just taught you with the previous problem. So it's the first term squared. 2m squared is 4m squared. Negative 5 squared is positive 25. Now we're going to multiply. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10 times 2m is negative 20m. And then we get the same answer as we got before. Number 19. Here we're going to multiply binomial by trinomial. 3 terms. You see them? 1, 2, 3 terms. I'm just going to check if I copied everything correctly. If I copied the problem correctly. Number 19. Number 19. Actually, it's number 21. Is it? No, it's number 19, but the only mistake I made, it was x squared, I think. Okay, so now x, we're going to multiply this first term, but by every single term on the other, in the other polynomial, trinomial in this case. X times x squared is x to the third. X times 3x is positive 3x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Now I'm going to take the second term and multiply it by each one of these terms right here. 4 times x squared is positive 4x squared. 4 times 3x is positive 12x. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Now I'm going to look for like terms. Well, there is no x to the third power other than this one, so I'm going to just leave it alone. There is no constant term, just this negative 24, so this will be left alone. I have 2x squared terms, they're right here. So it's 3x squared plus 4x squared, so it's positive 7x squared. Negative 6x and 2x together give me negative 4x. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4x. And this is my final answer. Okay, now number 21. Same thing. 3x will be multiplied by 1, 2, 3 terms. And then 1 by this, by that, and by this. So this is the plane. Let's do it. 3a times 5a squared is 15a to the third. 3a times 2a is 6a squared. 3a times negative 6 is negative 18a. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put those answers down. I'm going to show you what I mean. 1 times 5a is 5a squared, is 5a squared. I'm just going to put these terms, like a squared terms under each other. I'm going to put it right under 6a squared to be able to combine it faster. So 1 times 2a is positive 2a. I could continue writing in a line, but I feel that this is easier. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. So now I'm going to add them. So negative 6 is here. Negative 18a plus 2a is negative 16a. 6a squared plus 5a squared is 11a squared. And then 5a to the third power is left alone. So this is my final answer. Number 23, we have to find the area of the shaded region. And this is my shaded region. So basically, we're dealing with the two rectangles. One is a big rectangle, and there is a small rectangle. And we need to find this, the area of this shade, the area of the shaded area. Okay, for that, we will have to find the area of the whole big rectangle and subtract not shaded rectangle. Okay, so we find the area of the big one, area of the small one, and then we subtract the small from the big. Okay, so as we know, to find the area of a rectangle, we have to multiply the length times width, right? So the length here is 9x minus 2. And then we're going to multiply it by 2x plus 7. So this is the area of the big rectangle. Now, the area of the small rectangle is 3x times x plus 12. Again, we're multiplying length times width, or width times length. It doesn't really matter. Now, we're going to subtract them. Okay? So, 9x times 2x is 18x squared. 9x times 7 is positive 63x. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. Here we have to be careful. 3x is right here, and it's getting multiplied by each one of those terms. However, 3x becomes negative 3x. So this minus makes it negative. So negative 3x times x is negative 3x squared. Negative 3x times positive 12 is negative 36x. Now, I'm going to combine like terms. So these are my square terms. 18x squared minus 3x squared is 15x squared. Now, these are my x terms. 63 minus 4 is 59. 59 minus 36 is 23. So it's positive 23x. And all we have left is negative 14. So this is my final answer, if I didn't mess up anything. It's a little bit difficult to hold the phone, record it, think what I'm doing, and write stuff down. So, guys, you're responsible for all the odd ones and even ones. Please follow my directions to get the full credit. I'll talk to you later. Good luck. Bye-bye.